What's up guys, KXJ here doing a YouTube video, and today I'm going to be doing a little DayZ video of how I get my loot, and maybe I would say one of the best ways to get a lot of loot really, or not really quick, but somewhat quick I guess if you do it the right way. But yeah, so right here is the map of DayZ, Trinaris. And I just did a little editing and did my little loot run right here. So the start of the loot run starts in Cherno, and it's basically where you get all your food, you get a backpack, maybe get a weapon, and do all of that stuff just in Cherno. And you can do this on a high pop or low pop server, so there could either have that challenge of getting killed by other people or killing other people, or just having, if you're in a low, or if you're in a high pop, you have the challenge of killing people or getting killed by other people, or you can do it in low pop and just don't really worry about that, like getting killed too much. So I'm assuming you're somewhere on the coast right here, I guess, or you're new at the game. But if you're somewhere on the coast and you're a fresh spawn, you don't have any gear, I would recommend killing yourself until you can get a Cherno spawn, or you can just run down from wherever you are to Cherno. So let's say you're an Electro and you have some gear, I would recommend running down to Cherno. And yeah, so let's get into this. So first of all, before we start doing this, I messed up right here, so ignore the black lines. Just stay focused on the red lines. And right here I was gonna do like an arrow thing, but then I decided to do a circle and I kinda messed up. But yeah, so right here is a little rough, but once we get more up there, it's a little better. So what you're gonna do is start from Cherno, like I said, get loot, get some food and all that stuff. And if you really want to, you can run up to, I don't know what it's called, but there's just a bunch of giant apartment buildings. You can run up to here, maybe get a tent, because that's where some tents spawn. Yeah, so anyways, so what I usually do, and I would recommend that you guys do, is loot up Cherno, run down the road, or just run through here or through here. Just try to stay a little bit sneaky, I guess, if you're on a high pop server. And you're gonna loot below the airstrip. And so once you have done below the airstrip, you're done looting it, what you're gonna want to do is, maybe you might find some good loot, maybe you won't find good loot, whatever. You're gonna continue, I guess. You can either cut through here and get on the road, or I'm assuming you're gonna start from the prison that's like right there, then go to the ATC, then the hangars, and then the prison right there. But yeah, if you don't do that, if you just kinda somewhat skip all this, I don't know how how you possibly do that. But yeah, so what you're gonna do is start from the road right here. Somehow get on the road. So if you're coming from here and looting up the prison, the ATC, the two hangars, and the other prison, you might want to take this road, and there's gonna be some houses right here you can loot up, and you could just get, right here is below the town, so like it's a little city. You can just get some loot here, get some food for your pretty long journey, but not too long. Yeah, so what you're gonna want to do is, once you're done looting up a little bit at below the city or town, whatever you want to call it, you're gonna run a little bit up the road, and there's two ways you can do this. The first way would be more the newbie way, or not necessarily newbie way, but more of a way to get maybe get some more food. It's gonna take a little bit longer, but you'll still get maybe a little bit more loot out of it. And so first way of doing this is running up the road and looting this town right here. I don't know exactly what this town right here is called, But yeah, once you're done looting this town, from here there's another two choices you can do. This first choice is taking this little gap right here. So you notice when you come down on the first like dirt road turn, what the, okay, on the first dirt road turn, which would be right there, you would run and follow this road, and you will keep going up or cutting in to these trees and hitting Pavlovo military base. But however, you can, instead of taking the turn, running all the way down here, getting this town right here, and there's really nothing over here, but getting this town, I don't know the name of this town right here, and this town right here, but what you're going to want to do, so if you choose to do this route coming over here, and not going all the way up here, following this little dirt path, you are going to be running it to another small town and maybe getting some loot there and some food. Remember, these are very small towns. I wouldn't recommend taking them because it takes a little bit more time and you don't get as much loot out of it. But if you need food or something, just loot these towns right here. And yeah, so what you're gonna do if once you get to this town right here is you'll see another little dirt path that you will take and follow up, and it will pretty much lead you directly into it. But I would recommend, if you're on a high populated server, or if you just want to save time, just cutting straight across, going around, or whatever, just kind of saving some time or taking the safe route. Because a lot of the time you are going to catch some people coming up from out of here and going into there. But before I show you all this, back to over here before you do all of this stuff, you're going to want to, so if you choose not to take this route and keep following the road, you have the option of cutting straight through. And if you're pretty new at the game, I would kind of recommend doing this, but at the same time I wouldn't, because you might get lost. But if you get a map, there's probably plenty of maps out there. You could get some on your Android or iOS device. You can get some online off of Google Chrome or Internet Explorer or Firefox or whatever your web browser is. And you can just kind of follow this little map right here, and these aren't labeled because, you know, I kind of thought that the labels were gonna get in the way, so I tried to get a non-label map to do this. But so yeah, like I said, you can cut across and just go straight over here to Pavlovo military base, which is just right there. But yeah, if you know, guaranteed, if you don't want to get lost, I would recommend doing this route, going a little bit more down the road and then taking this path and following this road all the way until you get into here, or just coming into the trees. Just do whatever you feel is comfortable to you as a DayZ player. And I don't think I mentioned this is DayZ Standalone, not the DayZ mod. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the title anyway, so yeah. So once you get up here by taking any route that you chose right there, you're going to be in Pavlovo military base. This base I don't like very much because I just feel so closed in because of all the trees, and there's a lot of places that people can just be hiding in these trees, taking people out. So I tend to just get in and out as fast as possible. I spend as little time in here as I like, I guess. I just don't like spending a lot of time in here because, again, people they could be right next to you pretty much. But yeah, so there's a barrack right there. There's it's kind of blurry because I'm using this Windows thing, and every time I zoom in it gets a little blurry. But I know there's a barrack right here, and there's a barrack. It's basically just barracks all here, and then there's some like a tech building and a hospital. Yeah, so once you're done looting here, you're gonna wanna kind of, I'm recommend getting to this barrack right here and following the road out. And once you follow the road out, you'll hit Pavlovo City and or town, whatever you want to call it. And you can get a little loot here, maybe get some food, whatever. Just do what you want here. And so then what you want to do is follow this path all the way up here to Zelenogorsk, which is right here. It's a big town called Zelenogorsk. Your frames might drop a little bit because it's a pretty big town. But yeah, so what you like right about here, I would say, is where military buildings are. There's a barrack right here and a barrack right here, and then a prison. Yeah, so you can get some pretty good loot here. Definitely, if you don't lag, if you have a monster PC, I would recommend looting here because you can there is a truck spawn in here. I don't know exactly where, but there's a truck spawn, and yeah, you can just get a lot of loot. Maybe find a Moze and an SKS, whatever you'll find. I know for sure you'll find some pretty good stuff in here. Probably a lot of food, but yeah. So again, for this road right here is the main road that you're pretty gonna be following, and you're gonna follow this all the way in. So once you're done looting at Zelenogorsk, you're gonna want to follow this just main little road right here and come all the way up. Once you get out of here, I think around right here maybe, you'll render Green Mountain, which is right there. And so once you get right here, you can either cut across and go up the mountain and get into Green Mountain, or you can follow the path, go right here and go in. And yeah, there's gonna be a giant tower if you haven't been here before. I'm assuming that you're new at the game if you're watching this, because if you're not new at the game, you probably know a lot of good loot runs. But yeah, so what you're gonna want to do is, there is a giant tower that you can find maybe some clothing and not too much loot, and it's very small actually. It's more taller instead of giant, I guess. But then there also is a barrack in here, and earlier today I did find a V3S, probably with someone else's that they ditched. But yeah, so from here there's this, I guess, is kind of the path that you might get lost. But what you're gonna want to do is, if you're not like good at the map at following things, I do I guess recommend doing this route right here. So follow this road, then take a left, come all the way up to this road, and come all the way up. I don't know what town this is. I believe it might, I think it's Vybor. Yeah, this is Vybor. This is Pashtinksha or something, I don't know. Me and my friends call it Pistachio because it just looks like that. But you're gonna want to come up here, go all the way to Vybor, and at Vybor you should see a little hill right here, and you can either run across and come down to it. But a really shorter way would be coming from Green Mountain and coming all, like, kind of going out to right here, I guess, and cutting across and just following this direction over here until you see this hill. You'll see this hill. This is the hill that you want to see, and there is a barn right there. And once you find the barn, you should see the hill if you have some pretty good rendering. But if you don't, just kind of run that direction. But like I said, for right here, I would recommend using a map. Because it is kind of, you might get lost if you don't know the map pretty well. But ignore this because this should be more up here. But right here, the server might restart at any of these points. So if the server does restart, I would recommend just relooting. But what you can do is from Vereznik, come all the way up, you can either take this road. Alright guys, sorry about that, I got interrupted. But yeah, so from right here, what you can do is either come across any direction and just, you'll know you're at the right point when you're finding this road, and there's that little peak right there. But if you're low on food, you can come over to Vybor right here, Vybor City. And oh yeah, I never mentioned the name of this. This is Vereznik right here. But yeah, so you're gonna come to Vybor right here, maybe get some loot, because you can find some pretty good loot right here. Because today I was on low populated server because I wanted to get looted out, and I found 2 Mosins and a lot of ammo for it and some pretty good backpacks. But yeah, so what you want to do from here is come down, or if you're right here, come down and come up. But if you are right here, just come all the way up. So once you get right here, from either right over here or up here, you're going to want to come all the way up to good old Northwest Airfield. When you're at Northwest Airfield, there's 2 things you can do from this. You can either go this route, where you just go straight in and loot right here, these the prison and the barrack, or you can come around from up here and go in, or go around from up here and go in, or scan out, or do whatever you feel is comfortable to loot right here. But and then you're just gonna want to loot right here, and then just pretty much loot all of this, whatever the way you like to loot military bases. Go ahead and do that. But yeah, so this is the end of the loot run right here. Right, I said go back in PvP right here because of I like to go PvP a lot. But yeah, so from right here you're gonna want to come, I guess from right here, not right here, from Northwest Airfield. You're gonna want to, I guess, redo this whole pattern that you did, and I guess change servers if the server hasn't restarted or whatever. But yeah, so I guess change servers if you want to get the maximum amount of loot, and come down and loot all these places again. But if you don't want to change servers, just run back and quickly move around. But if you are up here, you might want to visit some of the helicopter crash site areas, the V3S spawns, or just some of these towns over here. But yeah, so that is going to be the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hope this was helpful to you guys for getting loot and stuff. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. I haven't done a DayZ video, but I just thought I'd do a little DayZ, like a little loot run, I guess. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, and subscribe, and peace out.